to another episode of Untold Stories, a weekly D&D campaign set in the world of Elvoria. Back with these wonderful humans. Again, we're without Stephen, sadly, but we shall continue on with rolling some dice, doing some questionable accents, and hopefully we're going to tell a good story. Last time out was an interesting heart-to-heart around the campfire for everyone involved. The airing of some secrets, or at least the purpose of people's travel to Naray, was brought up, and I think everyone kind of settled on the element of we all know enough about each other at this point. We're kind of somewhat in it for the long haul. Got used to having a mini dragon around with you, which is now named Derek.
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 No, Derek.
Derek.
D-E-A-R-K.
Derek.
Like D-I-R-K, but air.
Derek.
But Derek is fine for everyone in characters.
He's Dick.
Yeah.
And you eventually headed off the next morning en route to Naray. Unfortunately, the weather was relatively bad, slowing your travel. Whether that was caused by natural weather patterns or you slightly annoying a deity by disrupting a cairn with some incredibly bad investigation checks from not one, not two, but three of you. Eventually, Balrick just called you out and said, "We're leaving." As the sun began to set, you began looking for a place to stay and happened to come across a farmstead. Fairly run down, not well looked after farmstead at that. But Eli, the somewhat welcoming old man who seems to live here, was okay with you staying in his barn overnight with the promise of a roof repair in the morning. And he even, due to your lovely charm, gave you a mostly full, 2/3 full bottle of blackcurrant or blackberry spirit liqueur. As you all kind of settle down in the barn, the rain still falling gently on the roof. As you settle in for the evening, what would you like to do?
I'm just nonchalantly tossing Leslie's dagger up and down in my hand.
Leslie's trying not to seethe. He's seething a little bit with his wine, which he's put the blackberry liqueur in.
Blackcurrant berry.
It's a new D&D berry.
It's both somehow.
I can't remember what I wrote down, so... Well, I didn't write it down, that's my point. Didn't remember what I said.
Liqueur.
Yes. A dark berry liqueur.
I'm so suspicious right now. Just of this farmstead and everything. I was like half expecting like, oh, Leslie's drunk some liqueur. Con save.
Depends on how much I drink.
Drinking away.
Do we know? The rest of us noticed that you're kind of like, is Balrick suspicious?
I think actually, yeah, I think Balrick might be just a little bit on edge of going to the door of the barn and just keeping an eye out of it. You know, standing moodily at the door of the barn watching the rain fall.
Doing like the dad hands on hips.
Arms crossed. 19.
Yeah. No real movement outside. Evening's progressing. There's still lights on in the house. Not every room in the house, but a couple.
He said he was going to bed, did he?
Said he'd be going to bed relatively soon.
I don't know. There's something Chris is suspicious of this old man. And he's totally living wife.
Alright, come on, close the door, you're letting the hot air out.
There is no door to close. Door fell off, get into.
I suppose there is also a hole in the ceiling, but...
We're dry. You're
You get
dry.
what I'm saying.
You're dry, you've got blankets, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying, right?
I'll come back. It's just
Can you
I just don't feel
imagine
right.
like a little cube and the little cube gives heat and then we can have the little cube? That would be so cool.
Oh, yeah, that's a genius.
That would make millions.
Just like a little like cube of thermalness or something like that. Hey,
Maybe probably set some of this straw on fire.
You know who that would be really popular with, Aderyn? Older gentlemen.
Mm,
They love being like a very specific temperature that's just slightly uncomfortably warm for the rest of us.
Are you talking from experience, by any chance?
I'm not yet of that age. Although I do believe that I will be a... What is the male version of a cougar?
Silver fox.
Ah, I'm already a silver fox, come on.
It's a cougar, but male.
A cougar.
A fuga.
Let's see. What the fuck?
Oh, that sounds worse.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
that's the point.
I hate that. I just googled it and apparently it's a mantha,
Ooh,
which is just horrid.
Lesley, I can't wait to be a mantha. Ooh,
that's gross.
Negative inspiration for Lesley.
you can't take it away.
Take psychic
No,
damage.
but Gethin can roll with advantage every single attack or anything to do with you.
Vile.
Natural plus 20 on all of his dice rolls
Oh,
against
look, it's a
me.
crit. Oh, and another crit. Look at that.
The armor class is 20, right? Yeah, right. Plus 21 on all attacks. Natural ones can't fail.
Got the halfling lucky feat. Can reroll once.
Leslie's actually going to be turning in early because very rudely awoken by Balrick yesterday. So I reckon after a couple of glasses of wine, that's that for him. But he is going to be giving some more evils as they play with his sword, his little dagger. His normal size, his average size dagger.
What was that? Is a little tiny dagger?
Has anyone got a ruler? Togrim's probably got one in his bag of holding.
Probably.
I don't think we
It's
don't
one
need
of those
to
really nice metal ones as well.
Yeah, I mean, can you even feel this? You know, it's so so small, so dainty.
Leslie's just gonna punch her over.
Anyone else?
I'm going to be staying up until those two go to sleep.
By those two, you mean?
The pair.
Leslie and Aderyn.
Right. Well,
Make sure no one makes you.
Lesley is going to sleep. Aderyn, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go look at the stars.
It's raining. You
Aderyn.
can't see them.
Aderyn, the clouds. You don't need to.
But does that mean the stars go away?
Aye. They're hidden.
They're behind clouds, so you can look in the vague direction of the stars, I guess. Up.
Yeah, well, they can see me, right?
Aderyn, you're gonna get your hair wet.
Do stars see people? Is that how that works?
Well, they're like little tiny eyes in the sky.
That's just a bit creepy if you think about it.
I'd say we didn't have time to unpack that, but we definitely have time to unpack all that. I
Leslie's
just don't know
gonna.
if I want to unpack all that.
I don't think you should try and unpack that.
Okay, I'll go inside. But I'm just
mean-
saying, that's why I don't like sleeping outdoors. The stars are always watching.
I mean, you can go outside and look at them if you want.
No, they'll just talk about me. They never say nice things. I'm gonna go inside and go to sleep.
Okay. Stars talk to you often then?
Yes.
And the stars are mean to you.
Yes. But they're mean to almost everybody. It's okay.
Stars are arseholes. I mean, it sounds fake, but I have no better knowledge of stars to go against that, so... Huh.
Be careful, Ximori. They're gonna start talking shit about you, and I actually go to sleep.
I'll start flipping off the sky.
Balrick's going to stay awake for a while. He feels unsettled. Maybe it's because of getting to Nari the next day. Maybe it's something to do. I think if there's nothing with this farmstead, he's probably just projecting the fact that he's nervous going to Nari and it being all dodgy and stuff.
How paranoid is he?
After a conversation with them,
You had a very brief conversation with Eli.
I don't think he's paranoid enough to do anything right now, but I think he's going to wait by the door and just keep an eye on the house and the lights and see when they go out.
Yeah, roll me investigation.
Nat 20.
Whoa! Damn!
Starting off strong.
Woo!
It's
Making
a-
up for those ones. You kind of
25, 24,
for your investigation.
26. I'm expertise in investigation.
I need to update my note cards. You're just like leaning up against the doorway, kind of keeping an eye on the house. And eventually, you see like the downstairs light kind of turn off. There still seems to be a faint glow inside. You possibly assume from some kind of fire. And then eventually, all the lights in the house turn off. At that point, you kind of turn your attention back into the room to kind of view on everybody. Okay. Deep breath. Just kind of nothing to worry about. As you breathe in, though, something kind of catches in the back of your throat. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Instant karma for the nat 20.
You start coughing up, and like bits of like fluff start coming out of your mouth. And you turn around, you very quickly kind of like grab a water skin and dry out the throat, which seems to have like dried up very quickly. And you look around, and you notice that like on the wall where you were leaning, and like as you got up, it kind of got disturbed and fell down, is like a clump of fungus that's just been like clinging onto the wall. And you like look at it from that investigation check, and it is like spreading along the entire damp interior of this barn into all the nooks and crannies. And it hadn't occurred to you before, but you then start kind of looking around, and it's not wall coverage, but there is fungus and mold everywhere.
Like, dangerous levels. Alright, guys, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna wake everyone up and push my people awake and stuff. Alright, my bad. Sorry, everyone wake up. Everyone wake up.
Can you all make Constitution saves, please?
Is mine carrying over?
No, you're fine.
Do I get to read? Okay, I've already rolled.
24.
4, Aderyn? 7, Tauri? 5, Lesley?
14.
14. As you kind of get them up, Tauri and Aderyn, you've...
I roll for Derek as well.
Yeah, please.
And
And can
Dave?
someone roll for Togrim as well? And Dave.
Wait,
Oh,
but I have to
Togrim got a
roll
6 on the dice, so it's not going to be great.
Okay, so Togrim's a failure.
Well, that's a bit harsh.
What's his modifier?
I want to say +2.
I'm not sure. Hold on. He is actually on D&D Beyond, but he doesn't
Yeah.
show up in the campaign unless you go into the campaign. It's really weird. Oh no, he's got it. Okay, I can't see because he's got it hidden.
Oh,
Unless
it's on
you-
private. +2.
Yeah,
Con, +4 for con saves. Artificers get advantage on proficiency on
10.
10. Okay, he doesn't fail actually.
Sweet. That's
Derek
good.
gets 14. Dave gets a 12.
Yeah, they're both fine. So Aderyn and Tauri, as you're kind of disturbed, your throat is like completely dry, and you are every so often coughing up spores. And anytime you try to speak, it hurts to speak.
Is Balrick the same?
No, because you didn't actually like fall asleep on it, and you were outside. You just had the kind of initial effects. These lot have been sleeping on mouldy hay.
Can I telepathically tell Lesley that I can't speak? That really hurts.
Can she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Telepathy's fine.
We need to get out. We need to get out of here. It's not safe. It's not hygienic.
This is
fungus.
we have to sue them. Lesley, we have to sue them. How could they do this to our Bonvali's daughter? Her precious voice.
Lesley. Priority now getting out of here. Okay.
But as soon as we're out of here.
Get Dave all strapped up. Let's get everyone out of here. Let's go. Okay. Watch out.
When we were at their house, like thinking back, did the inside seem okay of their house? Like, was there mold?
Roll investigation with disadvantage. The door wasn't wide open.
Yeah. Oh, that's the 13.
13 didn't spot anything. I mean, you definitely got that smell of it being musty, stale, and damp from inside.
Do you think we should go wake up Eli and his wife? They could be in trouble.
Yeah, if they've had that hole in their roof for a while, it might be that their house is in a similar state to this barn.
But Aderyn, I have some wine and honey. Maybe that will help soothe your throat. Also, there's a Tauri who also had it.
Yeah.
Also for Tauri, it's the nectar of the gods.
How bad's the rain?
It's still it's not chucking it down, but it's still persistent.
Alright, we'll get the cart out, we'll get everyone in the cart and everyone out, back to follow our stuff, we'll play.
The two of you, that does feel like it helps. But something is you're still unable to speak. The pain is gone, but right now, speaking is still hard for you. Whispers at best.
I think I'm just gonna drive the wagon just out of the barn, not like miles away, just out, and then I'm gonna go start walking over to the house. I'm like, Lesley, you coming with?
I mean, Balrick.
Hmm?
I'm probably best suited to go in somewhere that's filled with spores.
Right? Right.
So you know the thing I was talking about?
There's another thing.
Right.
Breathing is kind of optional for me.
I want my dagger back.
Breathing is optional.
Yeah. I don't really need to.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff, but
Alright, I'll... Bit unnerving, but we don't need it. Yeah, I don't need to question it right now. Lesley, leave it. Us three, we'll
I
go.
thought you were going to try and steal
doesn't-
it off me, weren't you?
Oh, I was while you were asleep. No.
Elf, motherfucker.
Fucker.
Alright, let's go to the house then. We'll go inside either way. Like, I'm not sending you in somewhere alone, But okay.
And I will stay to protect our ladies. I'm gonna look at both of them as they shoot daggers at me.
You head over to the house.
Literally, you are stabbed several times in the back, and it's fine.
I kind of just go to both Balrick and to Ximori and just kind of pat them on the back and give both of them Bardic Inspiration because it lasts 10 minutes.
So, good.
Literally just as you're about to head in.
That was weird. I say.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know why. I'd actually, you know what? I feel reassured. Weirdly, like, yeah, it was a bit strange, but
Yeah.
You head over to the front door. Front door is closed.
You
I'll
probably
bang on
want to open this quietly, don't we? We don't want to just randomly break down his door.
I mean, I'd prefer not to break in at all. I'm gonna knock first to see if he's awake.
Oh, that's smart.
I'd rather than just breaking in. I'm gonna knock quite heavily on the door. Or not.
Well,
It's a little bit creepy.
yeah,
Okay.
I just become unsettlingly still and just walk in.
Alright, I guess I'll just hold my breath. And I'll hold my breath and go in and I'll attempt to look at the walls to, like, look for the fungus.
Roll investigation. What are you doing, Ximori? How long can you hold your breath, by the way? What's your con mod?
Wait, me or...
No. Balrick, I know what you can do.
One mod is a +3.
Okay, so you got 4 minutes of air.
I rolled a 19 plus 6, 25.
Ximori, what are you doing?
I am looking straight for the man and his wife.
Cool.
I am trying to do this quietly, as I understand I
Did I
am quite
see
terrifying to...
Did I see the
Roll stuff.
light? Did I see the lights go out up
Yes.
in the top of the house last?
Yes.
So before we get in the house, I'll say the bedroom is upstairs.
I go as quietly as I can, realizing I would be quite a terrifying thing to wake up to in an old man's house with a 21.
With that 25 investigation check, you kind of look into the walls, and to the left of you seems like peeling wallpaper, paint, whatever. But to the right of you, to the side where the light you saw was downstairs, like there is fungus kind of growing around the door frames and across the walls, and it's like a full-on network here. It's not the sporadic stuff it was in the barn, it's a fully connected thing, which leads further into the rooms that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Ximori, you're heading upstairs with a 21.
Yep.
You step very carefully up the stairs, and most of them, the moment you go to put weight on them, there's a... and you very quickly take your foot off it and like place it somewhere else. And you manage to ascend the stairs without making too much noise, as it were, to the point of it would disturb anyone.
It's the sort of thing where I'm not wanting to go silently
Yeah.
to suddenly appear, but not wanting to make so much noise as to you're being attacked.
Yes.
Somewhere in that middle line.
You head upstairs, and there's like a corridor that leads again off to your left and right. The stairs kind of like angled up one wall and then up to this corridor. There is a set. There's to your right. There's 2 doors, one on either side of the corridor, and then to your left there is a door that's just the end of the corridor, almost leading into another room behind.
Okay. Ulrich didn't tell me which one up here had the lights
You
on. I
would've-
was going to.
You would have known it would be towards the front of the house. Depends on how good your orientation is.
I have an intelligence of 9.
Oh, terrible.
So I'm just going
Ooh,
to
I
go
would-
into the first
Survival's
door.
wisdom skill.
Yes, I would say survival.
Knowing your cardinal directions.
Yeah.
Can I figure out which is the front of the house?
Yeah, so the front of the house would be behind you as you've ascended the stairs, essentially. So if you're facing this way, corridor does that. You have this way, a door that goes that way, and the door that goes that way. And then you have that way, you have just the door that goes up there.
Okay, so the door behind me is the front of the house. That's what I'm going to go for first.
Okay, so you head right down the corridor.
Yeah.
And as you head down here, you are glad that you can hold your breath because, like, the carpet underneath you is just moss and fungus and like mushroom caps growing out. And you come to these doors here, both of which are shut, but both appear like damp and old.
I try to open them quietly, but I'm doing this with like the awareness they will probably collapse under my hand.
You push against that door and you like push, expecting it to squeak, and it feels like pushing against like soft pillows kind of thing. And as you open it up, your dark vision peers in, and in this grey kind of uncolored gloom, this room appears full of mold, large mushroom caps, and a particularly like squat one like growing out of the center of the room. What are you doing, Bora?
I go off to the left to investigate where that spore network is a bit more strong.
To the right, but yeah. Yeah, sure. You head in that direction, holding your breath, and you come into a dining room area where it appears to have another doorway leading into what you assume is possibly an adjoining kitchen or something like that. With the table in here having grown over with fungus, like cabinets on the walls, which do appear to have like plates and stuff in, but each one is covered in like black, green, and purple splotches. The air here is thick and yet somehow devoid of moisture at the same time. Like you instinctively like pull something up to cover your face, even though you are holding your breath.
I've got a cloth, to be fair.
Yeah.
I might actually do that because I've got the neck.
Yeah.
Scar mask thing.
You pull that up, seeing in here. There are 4 chairs around the dining room table. 3 of them look to be held up by the moss alone. The wood itself rotted through. One of them, on the other hand, based on your kind of passives, like the moss and mold isn't quite as like set in. It's almost like that chair is still being used. You can't really see far into this room because you don't have dark vision and there's no light. What do you want to do about that?
Don't particularly, with it being so dry, I don't particularly want to set a fire. Don't have much to do about that. Kind of, I think I'm just gonna back out of the room. I don't want to set a fire with it being so dry, and I don't want to.
Roll me perception as you leave.
And I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want it to go too far in. 12.
12. Even 12 is enough. As you're just kind of like pacing around, you're looking at this chair that's like worn in slightly. You look across the table, and where you thought you assumed previously it was just a 4th chair around the table, instead you see a figure kind of resting in that chair, arms on the sides, unmoving.
I don't see any details.
Not without any dark vision or light.
I'm going to move around the table, try and grab. I'm assuming it's Eli, even though there's parts of my brain being like, I am Eli's supposed to go up to bed, but I'm going to assume it must be or his wife, and I'm going to go around the table and try and grab the body.
As you step around the table, and like your eyes reacting to the dark, out of the gloom is a shriveled humanoid shape, grown around in mold with corpse and plumes of myconoid fungus bursting onto the flesh and out of the eye socket, and just completely still. A desiccated human corpse.
Yeah. Saw this coming. Alright, seeing that and being much too close to it, I'm gonna leave. I'm not like this is doomed. If we can get Eli, we can get Eli, but I'm gonna try and go back to the corridor, maybe go upstairs to try and get Ximori.
Ximori, you have found this room with completely overgrown and large fungus inside.
And I have still not seen the old man. I'm not smart. I'm gonna go poke around and see what's going on.
Okay, you step into the room. As you step in, the floor like sags underneath your weight, and the thing, and like you can feel this room is just wrong. The large thing in the center is like a squat form, kind of an arranged like orangey cap that kind of extends like a flat disc with like crinkles and like cuts through it, and it lies just like fully like submerged within the thing. Roll me nature, I guess.
It's a good roll, but I am not smart, as we have mentioned. So that is a 17.
17. You've explored around in the past and grew up in the farming province. You've never seen a fungus like this.
I am going to make a unilateral decision.
At that moment, it bursts, and I need you to make a Constitution save, please.
25.
You feel the things like sit on your skin and even like seep in through your pores initially. And you very quickly like shake it off.
Does he do like a whole bear dog shape thing? You know, like just torso, then limbs, then head.
What'd you do?
Did not like that. Really didn't like that. I think I rage. Was not a fan.
Okay. What does your rage look like in this moment?
So, as there's this like burst of fungus over me, like Ximori like takes a step back. They still haven't taken a breath, but just suddenly the irises just like grow large, and instead of the claws this time, because Ximori's feeling a little bit self-conscious about them in this moment, like he feels like a sort of fire move from the chest downwards, round to the back, as emerging from the base of his spine, a long, segmented, bony tail breaks through the cloth, and stabs at the mushroom.
Okay, make me an attack. Balrick, are you heading upstairs?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
That is a 24.
Actually, if I head to the hallway, I'd probably go outside for a breath first, and maybe to shout to the others.
Okay. 24. 24 hits. Roll me some damage.
Ooh, full damage. That is a plus 13 points of piercing.
It pierces, and there is a leak of some kind of fluid out of the thing, as it just steps out, and you see that what you presumed previously was just like growths connecting it to the floor end up coming up as like fleshy, spongy arms, and it begins to take a swing at you in response. Meanwhile, Aderyn, as you see Balrick step out, you hear a scream in your head. A scream of nothing you've ever heard before. Ximori, that fist is not going to hit as it swings at you. And I need you to roll me initiative. In fact, everyone can roll initiative, I suppose. Just so we have an order.
My rolls are so cursed.
25 to 20.
Broke it can.
Hmm?
You broke the can.
Okay. 20 to 15.
16.
19.
Lesley, Ximori, and Balrick. Aderyn and Tauri. Tauri?
Well,
Well, assume Togrim got hit bad by the spores. You know, he
Yeah.
was complaining of a cold anyway.
Togrim's...
Pebble is just on guard mode.
Yeah, Pebble's protecting him. Cool.
He's a dragon.
At the top of initiative is this creature.
I have made a mistake.
Just gonna throw initiative into the chat so you all have it. Big mushroom. Lesley, Ximori, Balrick. Other shrooms. Tauri, Aderyn. There you go. And it's like, upon standing up, again, releases forth a burst of spores, and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw, please.
17.
17. That is enough as you kind of waft your way through the cloud before, as coming through the cloud is a fist pointed straight at your face. Which is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Reduced, or is that?
You're raging, so you can reduce that to 4. And 9 points of poison damage.
Ooh, that's listed.
As this thing like lumbers up and just say it wafts through the cloud, and before you can see it coming, this fist just smacks you straight in the face. And you're like, you instinctively don't breathe in, but like the toxin gets into your bloodstream, like through like eyes and nose, and you like your head swims for a second. Lesley, you have no idea what's going on, but you've seen Balrick come out to take a breath.
Lesley has already said this in the chat, but we'll turn to Aderyn and in her head, Aderyn, and in her head, say, the barn is fine. That's the end of his turn.
Inspiration. Superb. Love it. Ximori. Balrick, you're on deck.
Right, I didn't like that at all. So my hands, being free at the moment, go to my axes.
Mm-hmm.
I pull to. Actually, no, they don't go to my axes. I pull the first thing that like is nearby to me, which is Leslie's knife, and I throw Leslie's knife at the mushroom.
Go for it.
It's a nat 20 on a knife.
So 1d4 double.
Yeah. 3 double 6 plus 5, 11 points of piercing.
11 points of piercing. Nice. As this thing thuds into it and just kind of stays there for a second, it goes in, it bows into this like mushroom flesh, and then like the flesh kind of comes back. Lost you there. Balrick, you're up next, by the way. Still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I let go of the dagger
Yep.
and spin around to flee.
Okay.
And with my bonus action, I'm going to take one of my hand axes out and basically hit the back of the dagger.
Okay,
I'm
like
making
to
an
drive
attack
it
with an
in.
axe. Yeah,
To drive
I'm
it in,
making an
okay.
attack with it.
I was just trying to figure out what you were doing with the dagger, but I'm entirely with you now.
I'm flavouring an axe hit.
Yeah, let's do it.
That is 17.
Yeah, it's
Is 3. Oh, plus 2, 5 points of
nice.
slashing damage.
It's like you smack it in, and the dagger goes fully inside the thing.
And then is it like a corridor, or is it like stairs?
So it's corridor and then downstairs. But as you turn around to flee, it does take a swing at the back of your head. It essentially tries to smack your tail.
Ow.
That is a 16 to hit.
That is my AC.
So take 8 bludgeoning damage, half to 4 again. And 7 poison damage.
Ugh.
As you run out into the hallway, you see that in this hallway there are now 3 mushrooms that have kind of like curled up onto the floor. They're like no real bigger than like a fox in like height, but they are kind of blocking your way and like scrabbling towards you.
Ooh, don't like that. I'm going to use my climbing speed
Yep.
to basically like kick like off the wall.
Yeah.
Grab onto the ceiling because like it's spongy. It's this building is not stable anymore.
Yeah, it does give you slightly, and there's a moment of losing balance, but you kind of save it to the roll, and you get to the top of the stairs where you can see Balrick in the doorway.
I'm just going to throw myself down the stairs.
Okay. Balrick, it's now your turn, as you suddenly hear a... land
I'm
behind
going to
you.
do what I was going to do beforehand anyway, and then I'll turn around and deal with that. So I'm outside. I shout to everyone else, like, "Get over here!" How's that? It's not a good situation. And then I'll shout using thaumaturgy. Shout up, like, "Ximori, get out of there!"
You turn around to see that as Ximori just lands on center hallway.
Excellent. Come on. Do I see anything following down it, or?
Yeah, with your perception... no, with your dark vision you wouldn't...
Oh, yeah.
Without dark vision, you wouldn't see anything. You
Can't make
literally
it-
just heard a very dense object land in the room.
Actually, yeah, I was going to say, I can't make a perception check for sound, can I? Because all the noises are Ximori.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, then I'm just... if I hear Ximori land, I'm like... Alright, Ximori, you alright? Get out. Come on, quick.
Ximori, you do pick up even behind you just the sound of like... You never knew you knew the sound of what mushrooms moving on fungus sounded like, but now you do, and it's coming down the stairs. Just...
Oh no.
But that's it. That's all they do. They don't have fast movement speed. Tauri.
And speedy.
Do I notice anything?
I mean, you had...
Yeah. I'll say that as part of it, I was like, bring the wagon over here.
I've probably lit a couple of torches.
Okay.
I can't talk.
It's true. 2 torches being held by Tauri now. Anything else?
Oh, that's it.
Cool. Aderyn, you heard a scream in your head. Scream of a tiny 1,000 voices of a singular mind.
That's horrifying. I'll sort of like clutch up my head, and I will look over at Lesley and say, "The barn is not fine." And I'll say, something's wrong. There's something. I don't know what it is. We need to get everyone out of that house, I think.
At which point you hear Balrick shout, bring the
And
wagon
that was the
over.
background music. You're fine.
No, there's like a thunderstorm going on here. It's
Oh.
really loud. Like there's flashes. Sometimes it's the lightning. It's just very confusing. Sorry, we need to...
I will say this is this is in Leslie's head, isn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause
Is
you're-
the wagon like ready to just go? Just someone just like
Yeah,
like,
because
yeah.
Balrick got it out, so would have attached Dave to the front of it.
It's your time to shine.
Okay, I can't talk properly, but I'll just kind of like nod to Lesley and Tauri and be like, I'm just gonna jump onto the wagon and towards the house.
Towards the house. Okay. Yeah, I don't think... Roll me an animal handling just to see. Just don't biff it.
Oh no.
I'm on.
You have inspiration.
I might need this. What's my animal handling? It's 11.
That's enough. As Dave starts like moving over towards Balrick, who's like motioning you over. As this heads over Balrick, there's torches within reach now if you want them, and Ximori behind you. Back to the top, you hear heavier heading along the corridor and to the top of the stairs coming after you. Lesley.
I'm assuming that my good friend, nay, best friend, Aderyn, would not have left Lesley just standing there, looking very handsome.
You think Lesley wouldn't have been on the cart anyway?
That's a very good point, to be fair.
Yeah.
Leslie's lounging on the bar.
Lounging?
Lounging.
Okay.
That's just like natural. The neutral state of being is to lounge.
Leslie's been woken up. They're lounging.
He's been like pulled towards like a chariot. His chariot is bringing him towards the action. I don't know how far away we were, but I guess we get close to the entrance.
Yeah, you're basically by the front door now.
Sick. So, what can Lesley see?
With human vision? Not a lot.
Human vision.
You can just about make out the open doorway. You can see Balrick standing in it, and then a dark room inside. Like, the light roughly gets just across the door threshold from Tauri's torches.
Lesley. Balrick. Leslie's gonna call out to Balrick. Sorry. Balrick. Get on the car. Get out there.
Let's get Ximori first.
I don't know how long we can have a conversation for, but where is he?
Inside.
We're in a very loose initiative, to be fair. Carry on.
That's true. That's true.
Ximori, you can hear this, by the way. You're not that far from them.
Can he respond?
If you want. If he does, he'll then have to start breathing, which is its own problem.
Yeah,
They're
I
a bit
will.
busy
I will
here.
breathe to go. I'm here. Go.
Make a Constitution save.
That's a 7 plus 6 for 13.
That's enough. You manage to stave off as like a bunch of like fungal mold and spores go down your throat, and your head swims for a second, but then you power through.
I'm here. Get going.
It's your turn.
What can I see coming down the stairs? Have they made it?
You can see the large shape at the top of the stairs, and the smaller ones just kind of around it, like dragging themselves along the fungal network towards you.
Okay, I feel bad about Leslie's knife. These
What
things
have you
are still
done to my
coming.
knife?
These things are still coming, so I'm going to make my first attack with my tail because it has a reach of 10 feet.
They're at the top of the stairs, you're at the bottom.
How big are the
It's
stairs?
a short staircase.
10-foot tall staircase.
Yeah, probably a little more than 10 feet. You have to go. You can go part way up the staircase and reach them.
I
That's
move
fine.
part way up the staircase to get
That's
up.
fine. Yeah.
Get another blow on them.
Go for it. You going for the little ones or the big one?
The big un.
Big one. Go for it.
With a big old nat 20 on my sticky tail.
Nasty.
Ooh. 6. 18 points of piercing.
You see this has badly wounded it. It's now got like a gash in it where it's leaking like, it's not pus, but it's not water. It's horrid.
Okay. And with the
Like a
movement
milk.
of my tail lashing out to one side, I will spin and throw my other axe
Okay,
at it.
go for it.
That is a 17.
That hits as well.
7 points of slashing.
Aderyn, you hear another piercing scream in your head from all of these singular voices as this thing begins to like lash back, and you see it like step away from the source of the pain.
Get her? Mushrooms! Angry mushrooms!
Balrick, what do you do with that? Do you head back down the stairs, by the way?
No, I'm on the staircase to make sure these things don't get down.
Cool.
Well, that ruins things a bit for me. Alright, Ximori said that, but he hasn't come out yet. So I'm gonna grab a torch off Tower and chuck it inside so I can see.
Just chuck it inside?
Yeah, not attacking anyone or anything, just kind of...
Cool. Okay.
I do great with buildings being on fire.
Also, yeah, I'm burning down this goddamn mushroom building.
Very quickly, the dry mold just begins to take and spread along the kind of former carpet in this main hallway. Ximori, you suddenly have backlighting.
I assume I can see now.
Yeah,
Can I see the giant mushrooms coming down the stairs?
yeah.
Okay.
You see, actually, with your your passive insight, you can see that they're at the top of the stairs, and this one and the large one that has like an axe buried in it seems to actually be like retreating at this point and stepping away.
I do
also
see that.
a tail on Ximori.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, you do see a bony tail in Ximori's ass.
I'm not judging. There's no judgment from Balrick. I'm gonna
Balrick
grab
is
my
the-
bow.
Balrick is the best of friends.
Yep.
I'm fucking freaked out, man. I'm gonna grab my bow, grab an arrow, and I'm gonna whisper into the arrow as I draw it, and it starts blowing with druidic impulse down it, and I'm gonna cast a hail of thorns at that thing, because I know that I can see that Ximori is not next to it, is he? He's not within 5 feet. He did all reach
He
stuff.
is not. That is correct. Okay. Go for it.
They are, yeah. So I'm going to shoot. 19 plus.
Yeah.
So normal attack, which is a D8 plus 6, 8 plus
Okay.
4, 12. And then every creature within 5 feet of it must make a dex saving throw, and the target must.
So what's your spell save DC?
13.
13. 2 failures. The big one fails, as does one of the other ones.
So that was. So 12 from the arrow on the big one, and then an extra 5 for all the failures due to the successes.
Okay. The small ones all just like shrivel and like hunker down further as they're like pierced by all of these thorns. Still just about moving, but like severely weakened and like leaking as they were. And you see them kind of almost try to get back into the mold's network.
The big one.
Big one is sorry, that also took another 5.
17 total altogether for the big one.
Yeah. You see this arrow like beds into it just next to the arrow, and it's like stumbling backwards back through the hallway as it like is very, very badly wounded. As like this milk is like sloshing all over the floor. Aderyn, you hear another scream through your mind.
Yeah. He's gonna, kind of uncommanded from me, but he's gonna rush in to try and get in front of the Ximori and allow Ximori to escape, and also bite at the big one.
Oh right, yeah.
Constitution save.
Yeah, Constitution save for him, please.
10.
10. He runs in. You see him like stumble and like swerve dizzily. He is poisoned.
But he is going to take an attack on the big one.
Go for it.
Disadvantage, yeah?
disadvantage with poisoned.
That is a 13 to hit.
13 to hit the big one, yeah?
Yep.
Hits.
5 points of damage.
He like tears a full chunk of the thing out. And this thing like begins like teetering over as like one of its like legs begins to collapse under its own weight. It begins to fall back into the mold thing, and it lashes out with a fist towards him.
And I shout at Ximori, get the fuck out of there.
Dragony Boy is within 10 feet of me, isn't he?
Yes, it's not physical attack. It's literally on its turn. It's going to swing around and punch him. It's not doing it just yet. But it is the smaller shrooms' turns which are still up, as you see them back away. They just retreat away from the danger and just seem to disappear back into the mold network. Tauri.
Can I see fire?
Yes, it's growing quite rapidly.
Cool. I'm going to go and try and set the barn alight.
Okay, so you just run off with the other torch.
I have 2 torches.
Yeah, with the other torch. And you run off to the barn. I need you to make a Constitution save as you run into the barn.
I don't go into the barn.
Oh, okay, you go into the outside.
Because there's fungus on the outside, so I'm
The
trying to set
outside
that
of the
alight.
barn is soaked in rain.
Can I get just put my arm in and stab up against?
Make a Constitution save.
That's better. Constitution. 15.
15. You run in, hold one hand over your face, holding your breath, and you just find a couple of bundles of hay that have got the mold in it and just ignite them before dashing back out of it. Doing a quick glance to make sure no one left anything behind before sprinting back to the wagon.
Would that be my entire action?
Yes.
Cool.
Togrim is still asleep. Pebble standing guard.
In the
Aderyn.
wagon, we're in the wagon.
Aderyn, what are you doing?
Look. Do you have fire? Can you shoot fire?
The screams in
In the
my head,
Mhm.
do they sound aggressive or do they sound in pain?
They sound in pain.
Ooh. Okay. But I don't know where they're coming from. Properly. No. I'm assuming they're into the house. I'm gonna jump off the wagon and I'm gonna run towards the door of the house.
Mhm.
And once there, what do I see? Balrick.
With your dark vision and the
at the
light
door.
in that, you see a room on fire. Balrick and Ximori on the stairs.
I'm not on the stairs, I'm in the doorway still. I never went back inside, I shot my bullet.
Then how did you get in front of Ximori, who was on the stairs?
The dragon went in
Dragon got
front
in front of him. Sorry, I do apologise. Yeah, sorry. You see Balrick just inside the doorway. The room on fire. Ximori on the stairs. The Drake at the top of the stairs. And a large, humanoid-esque, squat mushroom cap. Currently wrestling with Derek. Trying to get it off.
Okay, I'm
That's
gonna.
badly wounded, I should say.
I can't speak yet, so I'm gonna cut the telepathic connection away from Lesley. Sorry, Lesley. And I'm gonna link to Balrick, even though he doesn't like me doing that. And I'm gonna just yell, "Stop! Stop! Something's in pain. You need to stop! Stop the fire!
Fire's done now, we can't stop the fire now.
They're in pain. They're in so much pain."
We need to go, we need to get out of there. Ximori needs to get out of there.
No, I'm gonna just rush past Balrick. He wants to stop me, but I'm gonna try and get closer into the house.
Make me a dex
you know what?
save, please. Oh,
I
what
was
you
gonna
doing?
say, I might attempt to grapple it to be like, no, don't be an idiot and don't go inside.
Okay. Grapple checks then. Aderyn, you can choose acrobatics or athletics. Balrick, athletics.
So you
Just
take an
don't roll
opportunity
terribly.
attack on Aderyn.
Roll terribly.
That was a 4.
You have
I
inspiration.
got a nat 1.
It's a skill
So,
check. That one
it is
still
a
can
skill
succeed.
And I think, nope, yeah, I am proficient in athletics. So it is a +5. Is it a +4? So it is a 5.
What are you adding, Aderyn?
You got
You-
4 total.
Yeah.
I'm happy to
Ah.
have failed it.
I was going to say, if you really want to, you still have Bardic Inspiration.
Me,
Yeah.
I'm happy to fail it.
Okay. He goes to grab your arm and you
Exactly.
slip out of the way and running in. I do need you to make a dexterity save now,
Yeah.
though.
That was a 14.
A 14. Okay, you managed to only take 3 points of fire damage as the attempted grapple caused you to like stumble into some fire that you very quickly kind of dodge back out of, and your robes get a little bit singed as you run into the house. Cool. It is now the mushroom's turn, who attempts to shove Derek off him with a 18. I need Derek to make a athletics or acrobatics check.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. He tries to shove and it just can't get off. But regardless, tries to run. It tries to retreat and get back to the room that it came out of. Derek can take an attack of opportunity if he wishes. He wishes.
2 plus stuff.
Misses, I'm afraid. And just like the shove doesn't fully work, but he does get it off him, and Derek's too busy, like just snaps at air before the thing runs away. Lesley.
Well, all of this is going on, and Lesley's not in the middle of it. He wants to move in, but he's gonna walk towards the disgusting house that's on fire, and ask Balrick, "No sign of Eli?"
I think Eli's done for. You know, I don't know. Like, there's so much in there. There's no way anyone can possibly be alive. Something was wrong with Eli if there was.
That's a shame. He seemed like a nice guy.
Maybe, but I mean, there was a body in the kitchen. It must be what he thinks his wife is.
Is that the fire?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we're basically flame retardant. It's fine.
Not really inside, so.
Yeah, exactly. We're just having a little conversation on the outside. One last. Ximori, are you coming out?
Sort of like look back. Like, I left your knife in it.
Bastard! I don't think Lesley has anything that could be thrown, which is an issue. The only thing, that could be thrown was the dagger.
The giant mushroom's gone at this point now, by the way. You
I think
can't
this
see it
is
from
to
your
throw at
position.
Ximori.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Also, I do have a tail.
Did you say that there was one
This is a
part
good point. All of you have entered the room. You're seeing Ximori with a bone tail.
Yeah, they're fashionable.
Did you say there was one part of the house that was less
Distinguished.
fungus?
Left as you entered.
Okay. Lesley, if you want to check left, like over that way, there's not fungus that way. Which is a bit strange. Maybe Eli's got his own bit.
I'm going to take us out of initiative at this point because the enemies are no longer threatening you. They are trying to run. And leave it up to you what you wish to do.
Yeah, I still want to find Eli.
Can
I
I
want to chase
still
down-
see the mushroom creature?
Hmm?
Can I still see the mushroom creature thingy?
Yeah, you would have seen where it retreated to.
Okay,
I'm
can I
chasing down.
chase after it? And I'm gonna.
You and Ximori are, I think, you're racing to it.
Because I've
Can I-
got to get Leslie's knife back.
Can I try and speak telepathically to the creature to see if it answers?
You can try.
Because I can see it, so I'm just gonna yell at it. Is it you? Did you scream? Stop! I can help.
You
She
don't...
says, Ximori hunts it down.
Yeah.
Um, roll Roll me insight.
My rolls are so One day I'll roll well.
Give her this one for free, Gethin. She's done so badly today.
That was 7.
7.
You
Oh,
have
I
inspiration,
haven't
don't you?
rolled above like a 10 at any point.
Do you have inspiration?
Oh yeah, I do have inspiration.
Is this
What?
what you're going to use it on?
You'll get
Yeah,
that.
you're trying to save a thing.
Yeah. Wait, let me double. Yeah, I think I do have inspiration.
I think we all have inspiration.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that. Okay, let's do this. Still not above a 10, but wait.
Oh,
It's a total of 13.
13. You speak telepathically to, and all you hit is like emotion. With a 13, you very quickly come to the conclusion like words don't help here. Literally, it is a rudimentary brain that can convey base emotions. With that knowledge, what would you like to do telepathically rather than use words?
Can I convey an image of outside the house, of the rain, and then of peace and lack of pain?
Roll me persuasion. With advantage.
Come outside, little evil mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
Either an 18 or an 8. We'll take the 18. Thank you very much. It's
You saw
18 plus
18.
5, so
23. It, like, you just get, you get back pain, protect, live.
Meanwhile, I swing myself over the top of the stairs and launch my tail into where its spinal cord would meet the base of its skull if it had one.
no.
Make an attack roll.
I've got to get Leslie's knife back.
You're both chasing after it, and Aderyn's like, peace and love. His voice like, there.
18.
Hits, roll damage.
Oh, it's not as good. It's an 11.
It doesn't have a lot of health.
As you convey this and you get this back, suddenly over your shoulder, and the thing just like stops moving and just shrivels slightly before just softly landing in the moss and fungus that's laying there.
I walk up and I walk past and pull my knife and my axe
Your
out
knife?
of it.
I'm gonna
Leslie's knife and my axe out
You
of
hear
it.
another scream before it fades.
I'm gonna yell at Ximori.
Um,
No, I know. Mentally. I'm just gonna yell at them in their head. And I'm just gonna run to the mushroom thing and just kneel by its side, just like crying because I can feel their pain in my head.
Flames begin to lick and grow downstairs, reaching the stairwell.
I'm gonna thaumaturgy shout. Get down, get out, the house is coming down.
You see it spreading up the walls and taking into the actual beams of the house.
Lesley, were you gonna run around and try and
Yeah.
look for-
Leslie was going to
What-
try and run
what
around on
was the
it.
left? Was it the left?
Yeah, the left where there was less fungus.
Make a dex save, please.
I am very dexterous, but I don't know how dexterous.
Which theoretically should also be less fiery.
19.
19, you take 3 points of fire damage.
19.
You take 3 points of fire damage.
Boo!
That was 7 halved, sorry.
We didn't have a long rest, did we?
I mean, you had a long rest post-Neca fight. You had that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
As you go sprinting to the left of the house, you find a like study-ish, it's like a very plain area with like some basic wooden desks and like writing implements, like some kind of study or whatever for whatever purposes they had. There's a little bit of mold in here, not a lot. It seems that this side of the house it hasn't been overtaken with it yet, but it's not a bedroom by any means.
Leslie's gonna call out, Eli! Eli, come out!
Nothing.
May's waiting for you outside. Eli!
There is
I don't see anything.
not here. There is space upstairs. What's anyone else doing? The barn is slowly is starting to smoke.
Once I've got my bits out of it, I realise that everything is on fire. I'm still quite angry. I'm just going to basically, like, if it looks like Aderyn is leaving, I will leave them be. If not, I'm just going to, like, basically grab, like, the back of their clothes and just sort of pull to leave. I'm not speaking because I'm trying to hold my breath.
I am breathing. No, I'm not leaving. I'm just like looking from the mushroom to the walls to all like the mushroom thingies on fire, and just I keep just repeating in my head towards them like protect what, protect what, protect what.
Grapple,
I'm
please.
grappling.
Oh, yeah, what do I roll?
I
for
have
grapple?
advantage on strength checks.
Athletics score.
You are not going to succeed here.
I might. With my
21.
11. Never mind.
21. As you're doing that, you are grabbed by the back of your dress and start being pulled out by Ximori.
I probably can't breathe properly. I'm like crying while not being able to breathe or talk, and I just keep like reaching out.
Make a Constitution save because there is currently fungal smoke everywhere.
I'm not even gonna add my con because it's a 2. So
Your head begins to swim, and you begin to feel the vestiges of that conscience. It is nothing like it was before. It is baser. It is lesser. It's weaker, and your head is swimming, and you are now poisoned as the fungal infection takes root in your bloodstream. Anyone else? Actually, I need you both. Well, I need Ximori to make a dex save at disadvantage because you're dragging someone.
With my, what is it? Implacable Advance. Does that have any effect on this?
Don't think so.
Wait, hang on. Which is the one I'm thinking of? Trying to think. There's a thing I have to do with
You're thinking
my
of danger
speed
sense.
and people. No,
Oh,
there's
the
a thing I
speeding
have to
people.
do
Yeah,
with
you're not
speed.
slowed by any means, but it's still 2 people. You can't exactly dodge fire while you're dragging someone. That's all.
Okay, that's
You're not slowed, definitely.
dominant strength. That's the one. That is a. Sorry. 15.
15. Okay, you each take 4 points of fire damage. As Balrick, you can now see Ximori dragging, essentially, Aderyn down the stairs and through the fire. Tauri, you are back outside the house as you see the flames inside begin to light out the windows. Lesley, what do you want to do?
I want to find Eli.
Go running upstairs.
I'm running upstairs.
Dex
I'm
save,
hoping
please.
I was given a little guidance as to where they have looked.
You would have seen the direction that they came from with the Ximori and Aderyn, so you would know to go the other direction.
Can I make a opportunity grapple on Lesley because we're leaving the house that's on fire?
Are we passing each other?
You would pass each other on the stairs, yeah? What was the dex save, by the way?
They're
Leslie?
currently, it was 18.
18,
And they're
cool,
currently
take 3.
dragging Aderyn. Aderyn.
Aderyn is not heavy to me.
You can make it.
But she's an encumbrance.
I would say at disadvantage, so it's a straight roll for you.
Mm-hmm.
And Lesley, you can make your acrobatics check to avoid. Or athletics, your choice.
I'll do acrobatics.
You also took 3 points of fire damage, by the way.
Oh, order.
That is a 20.
A disadvantage. Oh, you straight roll. Yeah.
Straight roll.
It's an 18 plus 6. Leslie's gonna.
That's the old man.
He like dodges up onto the banister of the staircase, which collapses under his foot as he goes up from being weakened and now on fire, but manages to get up around you and is onto the top floor.
That was the fire, not my weight.
Can I panically rush after Lesley and go past the morning like, I've got him. You go.
You can make a dex save. What is it with you lot running into burning buildings?
I don't know. Like,
You give us a lot of burning buildings to run into.
thought process right now is like, why are so many people spending so much time in burning buildings?
Dex save.
What is happening?
You were the one who burnt it. No, wait.
I was
Yeah, you were. Why are you burning buildings?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, you take 4 points of fire damage as you race after Lesley. Lesley, you get upstairs and turn left, and you can see the doorway at the end of the hall directly.
Zip.
Head straight there, the door is not locked, and you can open it. Inside, you find a very basic bedroom with drawers and the like, and bed sheets on the bed, and in the bed a figure asleep, seemingly.
I grab Eli.
What are you...
Hello. Good morning, sunshine.
No!
We have to go.
I'm sorry, take what you want. You don't have to repair the roof, I'm sorry.
No. We're leaving. With you.
No.
Oh, you'll never
I
leave
stay here. I live here. No.
He's like a little old man.
He's not little. He's an old
He's like-
man.
He's like a little peanut. He's been Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
What's going on?
Leslie's gonna... Is Balrick's with now? Ish.
Balrick's chased after. You can hear Balrick coming behind you, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Leslie's just gonna like try and scoop him up. Bride
Okay.
style. And probably not.
Doesn't roll well. You manage to pick up. He's like, please, no, I don't want to leave.
I'm really sorry, but I can't have your death on my conscience today.
Why am I dying?
You'll see in a moment. And we're gonna whip out of the room. I'm just gonna like bundle him onto Balrick because I think that Balrick might be stronger. Don't want to admit it, but I think he might just be slightly stronger than me.
Okay. You take him out. I need you both to make dex saves again as the hallway is now fully on fire. The rest of you are now all outside.
I spent some time making sure that the barn was actually going up in flames.
It is. It's very smoky because it's quite damp in there.
Cool. I didn't go in. I was just standing outside, out of smoke way.
Yep. Dex saves?
15.
Oh, oopsie.
You take 8 points of fire damage, Balrick.
So, can I bonus action Grim Determination?
Yeah, sure.
Sick. I'm gonna spend those 5 temporary hit points to re-roll my saving throw.
Yep.
Ever nat 1. No! Get that I love you, but I hate this dice.
You take 17 points of fire damage as you're running through a house that is completely on fire at this point.
Lesley is smoking.
I'm gonna, seeing these getting burnt, I'm gonna Eli over one shoulder, and I'm gonna pat Lesley on the back, push Lesley, and cure wounds him as I do so.
Okay.
So,
17.
which is what, D8?
Yeah, D8 plus your whiz.
7 plus 3, 10. Heal back 10 of that.
As you come coughing and splutting out, I actually need you both to make con saves as well from the fungal smoke.
The inhalation.
As you all come flying out.
No! Stop it.
18.
You're okay.
I'm really sorry, I need to find my other D.
Even metal ones roll better. They just do.
10 plus con save.
Yeah, you're fine.
14.
You managed to hold off the poison as you come running out the house, and you're all just Oi, and I mean, he's still in your hands, but he lies like, who are you people?
Your house was infected with massive, horrible fungus.
What do you mean?
All the dust and the mushrooms and the spores. Do you not know? How long have you had that hole in your roof?
A very long time, and I cultivated food for myself and my wife.
I don't think
You
your
ate
wife
that?
was there.
What did you do?
We also happen to be in the profession of extermination and decontamination. It just happens that we can only do it with fire. So your house is
That was my whole life. And you people just turn up one night and destroy my home. My barn. Why?
Was not a safe place for you.
It was fine. It was fine before you people came along. He just kind of slumps to the floor and just stares at his burning house.
If Ximori lets Aderyn go, she's gonna slump down next to him and also just look at the burning house crying.
As my rage begins to subside and the tail slowly begins retracting.
As the tail starts retracting, Lesley is gonna comment. Tail? Really? That could be
didn't
really
want
useful one day.
I didn't want to get claws, so that happened. Okay.
It's like an either or situation. You don't want
I
claws.
don't fucking know.
We're gonna test this one day.
How good is Leslie's perception in the night with a burning building?
I think we can all assume,
There's
given
a
my
fair
rolls
amount.
today, it's pretty shit.
There is a fair amount of light, to be fair.
How's that passive?
Passive perception of 9.
That's not great, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Ximori is just looking fairly normal. Out of a
I
normal
think,
one.
Balrick will go to Aderyn and kind of try and push her up and push her away, like gently, you know, arms around the shoulders, like
Yeah.
guiding her towards the wagon.
He's gonna push him away.
Hang on, Aderyn, we need to leave.
No, no, no! You killed them all!
They hurt us, and that wasn't safe.
I could hear them. They were in pain.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
They were protecting something. Something in the house. They weren't attacking, they were protecting.
I don't know, it felt like attacking.
Did they hit you first, Ximori?
Yes.
Roll me deception.
It did! It
It
released
released-
fucking spores in my face.
It released spores. It didn't do anything else.
It released spores at me.
Don't
This
need
is
to roll
persuasion for
something.
Ximori.
Just being explicit, yeah. From the lives out, yeah.
14, either way. I just want to make clear, this is perception, this is persuasion. because Ximori
Tauri and
felt
Aderyn,
attacked.
that is... There's doubt, I would say, of they are suddenly considering whether it was an actual attack or something else. That's where I would go with that.
In his eyes, they struck first, but it wasn't a.
Wasn't a physical blow first.
It was grey, as it were. It was a
Yeah.
grey area.
They overreacted. Back to drama queen.
Tauri, I'd also say you pick up on people. Eli's a broken man.
Am I taking damage from the poison, by the way?
No, poison just
Okay.
gives you disadvantage on everything. I'll put a small pouch of gold, like 10 gold, next to Eli, and just go, "I'm sorry about your home. It's not what I meant to do."
Is that all right?
No response.
I know it's like to lose a home. I'm sorry. I'll try and guide Aderyn away once more. And shouldn't. I'm just gonna very gently, not like forcefully pick her up, just like arms under to get her standing up and kind of push her towards. I'm a very strong man.
Yeah.
Like you might be reluctant, but it's like.
Okay, then as he does,
Wagon.
can I look at the man and just try and convey like a question to him telepathically of protecting what? Like mushrooms, house, what? What?
Me? So you get such a pull away.
Okay.
Leslie's gonna drape Aderyn's poncho over her shoulders, if she's not already wearing it. And I help Balrick guide her to the cart. And is gonna start humming her favorite Bonvali song quietly.
Which song is that?
We don't have to give it a name. It's just her favorite.
Sing, Emma. Sing for it.
As Lesley hums a melody that only a couple of you are familiar with, and Balrick leads Dave out away from this place, away from the burning farmstead of a kindly old man. I think we will end this chapter there and figure out where it goes from here. But until then, see you next time.